this. Okay, thank you so much to everyone for joining us. We have the lovely Natasha Sharma with us today. I'm just going to introduce Natasha very briefly. She has over 20 years of experience in education. She's worked extensively as a teacher trainer, as a school coordinator, and an academic advisor. So we're very, very grateful to have you, Natasha. Natasha is also a phonics expert, and she's also been awarded the prestigious Savitribai Phule Excellence Award and is the recipient of the Top 100 Global Teachers Award. Deep understanding of schools and parents, which is why we were so excited when we reached out to Natasha and requested her to lead this webinar for us. We believe she's the perfect voice to guide us on how schools can build effective partnerships with parents. And we know why we're all doing that. We're doing that with the ultimate aim of boosting student learning outcomes. So over to you, Natasha. We're looking forward to learning a lot from you today.
Thank you, Shalini. Thank you for such kind words. Such a warm, beautiful welcome means a lot. And being an educator, I think this is part of my job to, hand over all the knowledge which I've gathered over the past years. So whatever is useful, so more than happy to. Um, can we have the slides, please, Garima? Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to address everyone as my dear friends because today we are all here with the same agenda, and when everybody is on at the same page, I think we are all friends here. So, dear friends, the main agenda here is to um, lead a child and let the child have a beautiful upbringing, which obviously goes without saying that we have to have the parents and the school holding hands together. So, behind the child that makes the most progress is an actively involved parent, right? Next slide, please. And we must understand this is the main thing. This photograph, this picture was, it clicked immediately the moment I saw that a child alone cannot do anything. The school alone cannot do anything, and the home alone cannot. So it is a joint work. It is the child holding the hands of the school and the parent. They both play an equal amount of important role in this. And in today's time, it is even more important with the kind of children, the kind of atmosphere, the circumstances that we have. We have to have the parents fully involved, and as the school leader or the organization itself, it is extremely important for us to take the lead in this because obviously parents look up to us as the school leaders that how are we supposed to, help our child who be helpless and they are also helpless. They also want our help. And we being the educators are at a better pedestal to guide the parents. And that is why LEAD decided to have this webinar where we can help at least school leaders to solve this problem to a certain extent. Next, please. Now, the big question, why parent engagement matters? I mean, age old method, the school child goes to the school, children learn, school teachers. It can happen, right? But in the present scenario, that is not the case. First point, it helps to create a bridge between the home and school. Like I said earlier, child forms a bridge, parent and the school have to go hand in hand, right? Next, actively involved parents lead to students with higher grades, better social skills, and improved behavior. But of course, the child feels more secure. And if obviously a secure child is more confident, has obviously a better agenda, he wants to work harder. And, but of course, the school is working hard, the parents are working hard, so improved behavior goes automatically. This cultivates a sense of belonging and commitment among parents. A parent has to feel a part of the school. As an outsider, if a parent is feeling like an outsider, he won't contribute. So, as the school leaders, it is our important part that we must make the child parent feel welcomed. They should feel like a part of the team, right? This is how we should see this whole situation. Parent and the teacher and the student need to stay connected in order to reach the goal, which is the common goal, of course, is the betterment of the child. Next. Now, the key benefits of parental engagement. I'm sure all of us are aware of it, but let's just bring some points to the surface. The first one is higher student achievement. When parents are involved in school activities, children feel supported and motivated to excel. Um, Somebody is saying they're not able to see the presentation. Is everybody else able to see the presentation?
Can
Somebody saying
everyone
you,
please confirm? Yes, I think most people
everybody
can see the
can. Yeah,
presentation.
right. So it
To the
might be,
person who's not able to see, maybe you can log out and log back in. Perhaps it's a network issue, a local network issue.
sure, I'll try my maximum to be bilingual, Nikita. Guess what? Sure, I'll try my best. Thank you. Okay. So, where were we? Right. So, higher achievement, parents are involved in school activities, children feel supported. अगर एक बच्चे के पेरेंट्स पूरे इन्वॉल्व हैं तो बट ऑफ कोर्स है उसको एक सपोर्ट मिलता है द चाइल्ड फील्स कॉन्फिडेंट कि हाँ मेरे पेरेंट्स my parents know what is happening in the school. The parents are not oblivious of the action that is happening in the school. बच्चों पेरेंट्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट बच्चों के लिए इसीलिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है बिकॉज उसको पता होना चाहिए कि मेरे पेरेंट्स मेरे साथ है दे आर विद मी एट एवरी स्टेप ऑफ माई प्रोग्रेस नेक्स्ट enhanced communication engaging in school activities fosters open and effective communication which is I mean this doesn't even need to be explained because जितना communication clear होगा जितना communication regular होगा उतनी ही क्लैरिटी रहती है पेरेंट्स डाउट में नहीं रहते हैं कि पता नहीं स्कूल में क्या हो रहा है व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द स्कूल वी डोंट नो Instead, parents should say, I know what is happening. I'm getting the daily updates. I know what is happening. When is this event? I know the school is holding an exhibition, for example, in the following week. I know next week we have a PTM at this time, and this number of roll number is coming between this time. I know there is going to be an integrated activity in the school. The parents need to know everything. But of course, I'm not asking again the parents to be taking charge of the school. School का अपना role है, parents का अपना role है. So here we have to maintain a thin line between that, but that is definitely that goes without saying. The shots have to be called by the school, but the parents have to be involved in through the communication, clear communication. They need to be well informed. Next is stronger emotional well-being. Children benefit emotionally when they see their parent participating in school events. उनको एक ना बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आती है. I'm sure एक ad भी आती है. I'm sure many of you must have seen. There's a program going on, and the child on the stage cannot find his parents in the audience. So instead of focusing on his participation, his performance, his eyes are searching. And the moment he sees his father, there's a beautiful smile on his face. सो दैट इज एंड हिज परफॉर्मेंस गोज फ्लॉलेस उसकी परफॉर्मेंस एकदम चेंज हो जाता है सो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एक पेरेंट का इन्वॉल्वमेंट डज वंडर्स टू द चाइल्ड बिकॉज बच्चे के अंदर एक सेंस ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस आता है एक कॉन्फिडेंस आता है कि या आई मेड माई ममा प्राउड टुडे आई मेड माई डैड प्राउड टुडे सो एक एक इमोशनली स्ट्रॉन्ग बच्चा आता है उस चीज से जब पेरेंट कंप्लीट पार्टिसिपेशन करता है राइट नेक्स्ट इज increased confidence and motivation. Like I just said, बच्चे में एक motivation आता है, एक sense of achievement आता है. That yeah, my mom knows tomorrow is PTM and my ma'am is going to tell her all this. So the child is also looking forward to that. Obviously शैतान वाले डरते हैं but जिसकी achievement हुई है that child will definitely look forward to it and would be loving to have his or her parents coming to the school. Sports day होता है, annual function होता है. There are multiple ways we're going to talk about it in the future slides. So these are the key benefits. Why should we
Uh,
do it?
Natasha, if I may interrupt for just a
Sure.
minute, you were talking about, a child performing on, let's say, on stage and,
Yeah.
looking or able to see their parent. I remember this one instance. I had a real fear of the stage when
Okay.
I was young, and I remember we had an annual school function and I can't remember the details, but just like you said, I remember my mother being in the audience, and maybe I had said something funny or I'd done something funny, but she smiled on stage, and she was just about far away enough so that I could see her smile. Of course, school back in my times was a very different era, but you're so right. Just that sense of encouragement I got from knowing that my
Definitely.
parent is in the audience and is aware of what I'm doing at school and is actively participating. It felt so good. I also think at this point maybe we should just do a quick sort of vibe check with everyone who's on the webinar with us. Just a quick poll to get a sense of how people feel or what people feel about parental engagement. Rohit, would you help us by serving the poll? So, very simple question. Currently, how often do you engage parents in your schools? Requesting all participants to please participate and to help us understand on what frequency or on what basis do you engage parents. I'm seeing 71% saying monthly, right now 21% saying once a term. There are actually 2 to 3% right now. 3% participants are saying annually, once
Really?
a year,
Hmm.
but the
That's
overwhelming
interesting.
majority so far is monthly.
Yeah. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The more we involve the parents, the more they feel a part of the team actually. जितना वो involve होते हैं, उतना वो team का member समझते हैं अपने आप को, you know.
Yeah,
So, and when we are a team, then we work together rather than working against each other. That
yeah.
is why it is important to have them there.
Okay, that was interesting. So yeah, roughly 74% have said monthly, 24% have said once a term, and 3% have said annual. Let's continue.
Sorry. Okay, next slide, please, Garima. Ways school can encourage parents' engagement. Now, this is the main part. Now we've entered the core of the presentation today. Inclusive events and volunteered opportunities for the parents. What do we mean by that? एक स्कूल को छोटे छोटे इवेंट्स ऑर्गेनाइज करने चाहिए. Then again, some people might say कि इसमें तो बहुत ज्यादा ये हो जाता है वो हो जाता है. I understand उसमें, having somebody being a part of your school on and off is a little taxing, but then excuse me, but having parents coming to the campus, seeing your school, being a part of the events is a big deal for them. We must always place ourselves in their shoes. उनको नहीं पता बिल्डिंग के अंदर क्या होता है बच्चे के साथ, डेली रूटीन में बच्चा स्कूल में आके क्या करता है. दे वांट टू नो. दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग, राइट? वो टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, मनी कर रहे हैं, इमोशंस कर रहे हैं, एंड अबव एवरीथिंग अपने जान का टुकड़ा दे रहे हैं. सो दे हैव अ राइट to be a part and experience various things, and especially within the school campus. वो स्कूल में आते हैं, they see, oh wow, यहाँ पे मेरा बच्चा खेलता होगा. The purpose of inviting the parents to the school is just that they get to experience little experiences which the child does on daily basis. जो बच्चा उनका रोज कर रहा है उसका एक छोटा सा फ्रैक्शन अगर उनको मिलेगा, it gives them a sense of satisfaction कि okay, my child is in safe hands. Yeah, I'm confident these teachers are doing a good job. Yeah, this is nice. I'm sure the school is doing a good job with my child. I made the right decision. And ये confidence parents को देना बहुत जरूरी है, right? So let's do understand in detail. Next. Hosting inclusive events, schools can organize events like open house, cultural festivals, and sports day to bring the parents together. These events provide opportunities. ये हम भी करते हैं और बहुत टाइम से कर रहे हैं एक्चुअली ऑल द प्रोग्रेसिव स्कूल्स डू दैट छोटे छोटे इवेंट्स होते हैं PTM वाले दिन when you have PTMs that day when you are I mean most of the schools roll number wise parents को बुलाते हैं so when you have one set of parents coming at that point of time, the other set of parents can have a little event downstairs with the physical education teacher who has organized some events where the child and the parent are participating at the same time. एक बच्चे के लिए भी एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा होता है कहाँ रोज रोज पापा के साथ रेस लगाने का मौका मिलता है आज के टाइम में तो nobody gets that chance right but school provides that thing parents starting में definitely take it from me अरे क्या नाटक कर रहे हैं स्कूल वाले ये आएगा but the moment they will feel that excitement of the child running along with them on the rail, on the track, that is a different feeling altogether. Trust me, and they have seen it many times. The very first year we did that, parents का यही था, अरे ये तो नाटक होता है स्कूलों का and all that. And the moment first parent, second parent, third parent came, then we saw there was a whole crowd. The crowd, it was filled, and the parents were waiting for their turn. That was beautiful. बहुत अच्छा लगा था. And छोटा सा event था, sort of racing from one place to another and then bringing the hula hoop back to the child. Then the child will run to the running point. Then he will come back and both of them will run together. Team building हो जाता है बच्चे और पेरेंट के बीच में. Mamas are obviously most of the time available. पापास के साथ ही करने का टाइम नहीं मिलता है आजकल बच्चों को. So ऐसे छोटे छोटे इवेंट्स डेफिनेटली अरेंज करने चाहिए. ओपन हाउसेस, कल्चरल इवेंट्स लाइक मदर्स डे पे हम बहुत अच्छा करते हैं. मदर्स डे की ऑल द मदर्स आर इनवाइटेड. रंगोली कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते हैं एंड इट साउंड्स लाइक ओके सो सॉरी where was I got distracted by one of the comments. So um Mother's Day पे I was talking about that. So रंगोली था फैशन शो ओ माय गॉड फैशन शो इज अ सुपर हिट ऑलवेज इतनी ब्यूटीफुल मम्माज बन के आती है हम बीइंग a lady we keep staring at the lady they look so beautiful they come all decked up do that for the child और उनकी स्टेज प्रेजेंटेशन होता है छोटा छोटा छोटी छोटी one stanza of a song with the parent with the mother and the child on the stage बहुत ब्यूटीफुल होता है and trust me most of the mamas in the audience have tears in their eyes because it's such a beautiful moment. और हमने क्या किया सिर्फ एक डे प्रोवाइड किया where on the stage the children are participating and they're watching their mothers walk the ramp in that beautiful sari and decked up and all. बहुत मजा आता है. Right? The second one is creating volunteer opportunities. ये बहुत अच्छी चीज होती है if it is taken in the right spirit by the parents and the school. Right? When you approach the parent to be a part of a project, first of all थोड़ा सा ग्राउंड वर्क करना पड़ता है इसमें कि कौन कौन से पेरेंट्स हैं जो इस चीज के लिए applicable हैं. Suppose I want to have an MUN for the senior branch of the school, then I need to locate those parents who are actually eligible to speak on that matter. Some parents might volunteer, but they don't have that experience or the qualification. Then giving the wrong information can be a problem. So we should locate those parents that, हाँ, ये वाले parents हैं, we can approach them. The class teacher can approach those parents and request them that would you be interested to guide our children on this? Career वाले हम रखते हैं काफी सारे events where the parents come and counsel for the career, which career is best for them. Um, you know, still remember one parent standing in a uniform. Um, he was from the Navy and he came and trust me, 10th, 11th, 12th wale boys were all glued because the man standing in the uniform was like, all the children were so awestruck कि हम भी ये कर सकते हैं. And he spoke volumes about, the benefits of the profession. बहुत अच्छा था. I mean, honestly speaking, as the organizers, हमें भी मतलब लग रहा था कि yeah, we did so much justice to the event because the children were motivated. Army officials आ जाएं अगर किसी के parents पुलिस वाले भी आ सकते हैं. Many parents are there. We don't need to stick only to the regular, IT jobs or just the teachers. We need to look out of the box because we have to guide the children. और इसमें जब parents volunteer करते हैं तो दे वांट टू गिव देयर बेस्ट, बट ऑफ कोर्स एक तो उनके बच्चे के लिए शो ऑफ का आइटम बन जाता है, but at the same time they get to promote and tell the children what the country needs. So volunteering, these kind of activities are a great hit for sure. Next is parents orientation. Yes, this is extremely important. Excuse me. The first one is familiarizing the parents. The very first day of the school, before the children join, we should orient the parents. इससे पहले कि बच्चे स्कूल ज्वाइन करें, the new session begins. एक डे पेरेंट्स के लिए फिक्स करना चाहिए हमको, where we talk about the parents, we tell the parents about the methodology, the teaching pedagogies that the school follows. हर स्कूल के सेट रूल तो है डेफिनेटली, बट कुछ कुछ स्कूल्स के अलग अलग रूल्स होते हैं, कितने लंच ब्रेक्स होते हैं, किस डे पे जंक फूड अलाउड है, किस डे पे नहीं है. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द लिटिल वंस हियर. As you grow, it becomes even better, because then what happens is the parent feels, yeah, I know all these rules. Saturday is off है, मेरे बच्चे के लिए Saturday is off नहीं है. You know, on every fourth Saturday or third Saturday you have PTM. Whatever tiny rules that you have, orienting the parent and introducing the new teachers, because बच्चे के teachers change हो गए, class change हुई, कैसे पता चलेगा, right? So we have the whole set of teachers introduce themselves before the child joins the school officially. जब new session start होता है, तो पेरेंट्स को ओरिएंट करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. होल्डिंग फ्रीक्वेंट ओपन हाउस मीट्स, दिस इज समथिंग which I generally advise schools to have. Okay, I want you to just visualize a situation. आप अपने बच्चे की पीटीएम के लिए गए हैं, you're talking to your teacher, आपके पीछे दो पेरेंट्स खड़े हैं जिनका नेक्स्ट नंबर है, उनके पीछे दो और पेरेंट्स खड़े हैं उनका नेक्स्ट नंबर है. Will you be comfortable talking about the sensitive matters which you want to talk to the parent? Obviously not. The parent will not be comfortable.
Navjot,
I'm
geez,
not able to
saying,
see. Yeah,
yeah. I'm not sure how to solve this for Navjot
I
because
think I
I
think
can see
उनका,
the presentation, everyone can.
yeah, I think आपका ना ma'am, I think network is low probably because of
हाँ.
that. It really happens that way. If you can switch your network, अगर phone का hotspot use कर सकते हैं, अगर आप laptop पे हैं तो that might work if you're on Wi-Fi, because कभी कभी Wi-Fi load नहीं ले पाता. Okay,
या तो
I'll
आप
continue.
लॉग आउट करके वापस लॉग इन करें. समटाइम्स दैट हेल्प्स.
Right. So I'll continue with this. Um, so open house meets in this case are extremely important because ये आप छोटे छोटे ग्रुप ऑफ पेरेंट्स के साथ करते हैं. रोल नंबर, जैसे दिस सैटरडे यूर ओनली केटरिंग टू रोल नंबर 1 to 10, और उनको आप अलग अलग टाइम स्लॉट्स देते हैं. इन दैट केस जो आप टाइम दे रहे हैं रोल नंबर 1 को, उस टाइम पे रोल नंबर 2, 3, 4, 5 आर नोवेयर इन द पिक्चर. आप उनसे अलग से मिल रहे हैं, because there are matters where the parents want to talk to the teacher. Maybe there's an addition to the family, by, I mean, God forbids, there's a minus in the family. The child will definitely show that in the behavior. And टीचर को ये सारी बातें पता होनी बहुत जरूरी है, because then only she can help the child exclusively. एक टीचर को ये पता होना जरूरी है कि ये बच्चा आजकल इमोशनली लो चल रहा है, because the child is going through a rough patch because he or she has lost somebody. कभी कभी बच्चों के साथ ये भी होता है, न्यू बेबी आया है तो ऑब्वियसली द चाइल्ड इज फीलिंग निग्लेक्टेड, तो उसके बिहेवियर में चेंज आता है. एंड दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स ब्रिंग अ ह्यूज चेंज इन द चाइल्ड बिहेवियर, एंड फॉर दिस द क्लास टीचर हैज टू बी मेड अवेयर ऑफ. कभी होता है कि बच्चा एजिटेटेड है, टीनेज, इवन वी ऑल नो टीनेजर्स बिहेवियर इज चेंजिंग सो ड्रास्टिकली दीज डेज. यू वांट हेल्प एंड टीचर इज द राइट पर्सन. आप कैसे बात करोगे, फोन पे आप बात नहीं कर सकते, पीटीएम पे 50 लोग लाइन में खड़े हैं, हाउ वुड यू डू दैट? सो ओपन हाउस मीट्स आर a great boom for this purpose. And trust me, parent teacher का जो bond बनता है ना इसमें, it's unbreakable, because teacher and parent उसमें वन ऑन वन बात कर रहे हैं, उनका एक पर्सनल बॉन्ड बन जाता है. एंड इन दैट केस द पेरेंट विल नेवर गो अगेंस्ट, बिकॉज ही नोज द टीचर इज टेकिंग so much interest. Who's teacher? A part of the school, right? So obviously they will feel closer and more loyal to the school. This is one way of bringing the parents close to the school team, that we are working as a team for the parent. So open houses, not regular PTMs, is definitely a beautiful way. Holistic report cards, as we all know, as per the new NEP, holistic report cards are extremely vital right now. You have to have it as per the minutest detail of the child's personality, even whether it's the skills, whether it's the personality development, and the last part of the HPC, if you have seen, it has parental engagement in that, parental feedback. उसमें आपको बहुत आसानी से पता चलता है कि कौन सा पेरेंट सेटिस्फाइड है, कौन सा नहीं है. उसमें आपको क्लियरली पता चलता है दैट there is a need for the parent to have his child participate more in this activity and less in that. वो लोग बहुत clearly आपको बताते हैं. So having HPC as part of your daily and your regular feedbacks or regular report card timings is a beautiful thing. I'm really fond of that. We are following it, and obviously most 99% of the schools must have started. But please make sure that you have the parent feedback as part of your report cards. बिकॉज वो आपको एक ओपन बहुत क्लैरिटी से बताते हैं कि मेरे बच्चे में, सी टर्म वन में वो पेरेंट ने सपोज लिखा है कि माई चाइल्ड इज नॉट डूइंग वेल इन इंग्लिश, आई वुड प्रेफर द चाइल्ड डज वेल. By the end of term two, again the parent gets to write the feedback. So the feedback should be, which I'm saying again, should be my child has improved a lot. And if not, if parents' feedback is still the same or still dissatisfied, that gives a very clear picture to the school that the child is not improved. And so the school has to take some measures. कि एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस लेने हैं, कि बच्चे को एक्स्ट्रा differentiated worksheets देने हैं, how to deal with this child then, right? So HPC is a beautiful tool, a beautiful tool. Um, Next, yeah,
Um,
thank you. Hanji.
sorry. I had a question, Natasha, before moving on to
Sure.
the next point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you mentioned that, sometimes there might be a situation where the teacher is seeing that the parents' feedback is, not improving month on month. But the teacher might feel differently.
Hmm.
In that sense, there might be like a disconnect between the school and the parent.
Definitely.
So what is a best practice in this kind of a situation? What should both parties actually try and do?
See, in that case, I would recommend a direct conversation with the parent. The parent should be shown the child's regular work. See, on daily basis, the child is working like this is his progress. Over the past few weeks, probably the child is not performing, maybe, or maybe the child has improved, but the parent has not noticed, or maybe the result has not gone home. कभी कभी होता है कि पेरेंट ने न्यू वाला रिजल्ट देखा नहीं है. On the basis of the old one, the parent has only assumed that the child is not improving. Along with that, the teacher can definitely, here, obviously, the teacher's intervention is important. Teacher can show the collective result of the class. See, this is where the whole class stands, and this is where your child was at that time, and look at his work now. As per me, the child has improved a lot. Let us give the child some time. And even then, if the child does not improve, then we'll do something more. And then in that time frame of time, the teacher can also definitely take some collective measures for that. Because अगर parent को लग रहा है कि बच्चे में improvement नहीं आया है, so maybe somewhere the parent is right. So there's no harm in taking the feedback.
Natasha, I had requested some of our participants to share their best practices.
Uh-huh.
Dia Jain has said we take these kinds of feedback monthly.
Yeah, that's a
Sagarika
good thing.
Bakshi is recommending story time by volunteer grandparents.
अरे we had that. Yes, that is a beautiful event.
Yeah.
हमने हमने बुलाए थे grandparents. तो one grandfather came and he narrated a beautiful story. And one dadi came. We told them whatever you were comfortable with. So, but fireless cooking was one of the options. So the dadi made such beautiful chocolate lollipops, and the children were so excited to have those chocolate lollipops. And she was kind enough to obviously provide it for the one section. She could not make it for all the three sections, but हमने थोड़ा बहुत sharing करवा दिया. But the children got those handmade chocolate lollipops. Yum the wo. But yes, she's absolutely right. Who was that?
This was Sagarika Bakshi.
Sagarika Bakshi. Wonderful. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. I completely agree with her. And you know,
And
इसमें दादा दादी को बहुत अच्छा लगता है बच्चे के स्कूल जाने में. It feels
yeah,
really good. Yes, it
yeah, I'm
does.
sure. I'm sure.
It does.
I think
फादर्स डे.
yeah.
हाँ
Sorry,
जी.
go ahead.
तो फादर्स डे जून में आ जाता है, वरना फादर्स डे का भी कुछ कर सकते हैं, बट पुअर डैड्स तो वो जून में आता है. बट देन योगा डे, हम हमेशा स्कूल में योगा डे मनाते हैं. सो
हाँ.
वी कॉल द पेरेंट्स ओवर ऑन योगा. एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड प्रैक्टिस. अगेन छुट्टियों के बीच में whoever is around, they come.
Anju Malik is adding to the conversation by saying Grandparents' Day.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Navjot Kaur is saying parents' remarks and teachers' remarks on students' monthly performance. That, of course, we've discussed as
Yeah,
a best
yeah.
practice. So, Natasha, before we move on to the next point, I'd like to request Rohit to serve the next poll to get a sense check with our audience. Requesting everybody to please vote. Tell us what is the strategy or strategies
Wow,
that
all of the
you
above.
use the most. Yeah, all of the above.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, in this, in this era of digital communications, using channels like email, WhatsApp, etc., is, it's like a basic.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
can't even think of not having, a WhatsApp channel with parents. So,
Um, Here, actually, we have discontinued the WhatsApp group because, I mean,
okay,
nothing against anyone, but it's just
okay,
that sometimes a few parents can be a little insensitive, messaging the teachers at 12 o'clock at night also, ma'am,
uh,
kal ki homework book nahi bheji and all that stuff. So,
huh,
teachers also need their privacy.
right,
We tell the parents, this thing that, see, जैसे आपके घर वाले हैं, वैसे हमारी टीचर्स के भी एक परिवार है. जैसे आपकी सास है वैसे हमारी टीचर की भी सासें हैं. So
yeah,
they don't want the lady on phone the entire time. School खत्म
yeah,
होने के
yeah,
बाद family
yeah,
time is very important, and this profession used to be the one where majority of the people used to come because they felt it's a half day job, which is no more. But I personally, this is my personal opinion, it can be completely different from everybody else, but I personally feel, see, पहले कोविड से पहले भी विदाउट व्हाट्सएप हम चल रहे थे, राइट? स्पून फीडिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. आई एम जस्ट ऑफ दैट ओपिनियन दैट वी शुड अवॉइड व्हाट्सएप. We have those platforms, like we have Cloud9s and different kinds of apps the schools are using to stay in touch with the parents and provide them daily updates. We should
right,
stick to that. But then again, this is my personal opinion, because we need to give that sense of security to our teachers also. Teachers को
sure.
भी ये लगना चाहिए that the school is thinking for our betterment, good, our good health and all, whatever.
Understand. So I think maybe emails are a little less
Yes,
intrusive in that sense.
yes, yes, yes,
But
definitely.
in terms of the poll that we served, 77% of our attendees, we have
Very
70
nice.
plus attendees, are saying they do all of the above. And 15% are saying PTMs, 6% are saying digital communications, and inclusive events like fest, sports day, grandparents day that discussed.
Yes, those events
A tiny
genuinely
percentage
are
of,
a boom. Yes,
yeah,
those events are genuinely beautiful. That goes
yeah,
without saying. They're
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
See, as an
Uh,
adult, I remember those moments. So imagine the kind of impact they have on the children when they experience that. So definitely, I will definitely say that yes, please, please have those events.
sure. Please continue.
Okay. So back to the slides, offering workshops and trainings. Yes. Again, बहुत interesting होता है parents coming over and being a part of a workshop where the parents are, for this you can definitely take a poll if you want, or you can take up the most recent topic which is going on. Like either, do you want to have a session on career counseling with your child, or you can have a child development program, a session of that along with the parent coming. Again, गर्ल्स के लिए अलग से एक सेशन कर सकते हैं where it is about a little about puberty and the changes the girls have to experience, which goes without saying that is not a very common process in India, but it should be. The girls are not being educated. I strongly feel abroad it's a mix. Boys and girls sit together and learn about it because boys should also know these things in order to have develop respect for the opposite gender. But since our society is not that open yet, so we can have a session where just the girls are being taught whatever is happening to their body. Yes, very nice. Absolutely, Anju Malik ma'am. Hygiene, cleanliness, and the changes that they're going to experience in their body should not come as a shock to them. Many parents are not well equipped. बहुत सारे parents are young parents. उनको नहीं समझ में आता. Like my cousin, for example, he doesn't know how to train his daughter who's approaching teenage. So there are a lot of things which are happening, and parents need help, and they don't know where to go. Individually, वो डॉक्टर से सेशन तो ले नहीं सकते, टीचर के साथ क्लास में हो नहीं पाता, so they feel a little lost. So these kind of very sensitive topics can be taken up. Some points are where the parents can be involved in taking academic topics. For example, I used to do it, and we still are in process of doing it. छोटे बच्चों के पेरेंट्स की बात कर रही हूँ जहाँ पे हम फोनिक्स की ट्रेनिंग देते हैं. जिस लेवल पे बच्चों को रीडिंग सिखाई जाती है, मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट्स डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द फोनिक्स. और वो हम स्कूल में आ सिखा रहे हैं, घर में जाके वो आ हो गया है. द नेक्स्ट डे चाइल्ड कम्स टू स्कूल विद खिचड़ी इन हिज माइंड बिकॉज ही डजंट नो. So a small session with the parents, telling them how to help the child to read, to say the phonics, how to blend. That is definitely a very nice way of equipping your parents to help their child. बच्चे की help करने के लिए हम एक तरह से parent की help कर देते हैं. And these kind of events are always a success. Definitely. Next point is providing regular updates. Like I've already been saying since the beginning, a regular update is something which keeps the parents updated on the events which are happening. They don't feel like an outsider. हमें पता ही नहीं है स्कूल में क्या हो रहा है. That should not be the concept in their mind. उनको पता होना चाहिए. They have a right to know every smallest development that is happening in the school. अगर आपकी कोई सेफ्टी कमेटी बनती है जैसे मोस्ट ऑफ द स्कूल्स में होती है, आप उसके बारे में अपडेट दीजिए. अगर आपकी कोई वॉलंटरी एनजीओ स्कूल आया है, उनके बच्चों के साथ क्या कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ है, फॉर दिस लाइक सोशल मीडिया इज अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेटफॉर्म वे यू कैन अपडेट द पेरेंट्स. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको उनको अपने स्कूल के थ्रू और डायरी के थ्रू या सर्कुलर्स के थ्रू ही करना है. You can ask the parents to be a part of the social media page, and you keep posting every single thing you just post, and the entire world gets to know. Then obviously the parents also are aware of the action that is happening at the school, right? And consistent communication fosters transparency and trust. Ultimately, यही गोल है ना हमारा कि पेरेंट्स को आप पे ट्रस्ट हो. आप जो डिसीजन ले रहे हो उनको पता हो कि हाँ ये स्कूल जो कर रहा है वो अच्छे के लिए ही कर रहा होगा. Whatever decisions they have taken till now have been right. Right? Okay. Make parents a part of various committees in school. ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है. एंड अगर आप नहीं कर रहे हैं then please do it because पेरेंट्स शुड नो कि मेरा बच्चा जहाँ जा रहा है उस स्कूल में सेफ्टी का पूरा पूरा ध्यान रखा जा रहा है. Safety committee, POXO committee, disaster management, Vishakha. There are a lot of committees which the schools have. There's one parent teacher parent committee also, जिसमें parents का एक दो या चार representatives are supposed to be a part of it. And whatever decisions are taken, suppose if there are any decisions taken with context to, maybe the building or maybe addition of the school rooms or anything, international teams. There are a lot of things that the school has to decide. वो जो parent members हैं, if they are part of it, they will spread the word for you. So you don't have to worry about that hassle कि पता नहीं parents कैसे react करेंगे because you have those 4 5 parents who are representing the whole category and they will pass on the information. They will convince the parents. आपकी headache फिर खत्म हो जाती है. But then they have to be selected in a certain way कि हाँ ये वाले parents selected हैं and they are the ones who are representing the rest. Building a welcoming environment. ये हमेशा से ही हम चाहते हैं। हम किसी पार्टी में भी जाते हैं तो भी हमें लगता है ना कि एंटर करते ही हमें लगना चाहिए कि या वी आर वेलकम्ड। वी शुड नॉट फील कि अरे सब तो चले गए, उधर तो उधर चला गया, वो उधर चला गया, देयर इज नोबडी टू लिसन टू मी। सो द सेम थिंग इज विद द पेरेंट्स। देयर शुड बी अ वेलकमिंग एनवायरनमेंट। पेरेंट आया है, हाँ जी अपॉइंटमेंट ले लो, नहीं आप पहले प्रिंसिपल से वहां से अपॉइंटमेंट लो, कल परसों मिलेंगी, टीचर के पास टाइम नहीं है, प्रिंसिपल के पास टाइम नहीं है। जस्ट सेट अ वेरी क्लियर प्रोटोकॉल फॉर द पेरेंट्स कि आपका, अगर आपको मुझसे मिलना है, प्लीज राइट अ नोट इन द डायरी, आई विल गिव यू टाइम, मीट मी एंड वील टॉक अबाउट द मैटर। डोंट लीव द पेरेंट गेसिंग, मैं पेरेंट टीचर से कैसे मिलूं, मैं प्रिंसिपल से कैसे मिलूं, प्रिंसिपल इज बिजी इन मीटिंग, द पेरेंट इज सिटिंग आउटसाइड एंड वेटिंग फॉर आवर्स, which is very discouraging for the parents, right? So let's have a very happy environment for the parent. The parent should feel कि मैं कभी भी approach करूंगा, my query will be answered. एंड दैट इज वाई ओपन मीट्स, लाइक आई सेड, जब आपको पेरेंट को आपसे मिलना है, गिव योर फ्री पीरियड्स, ड्यूरिंग द फ्री पीरियड टेल देम दैट या दिस इज द टाइम, मेरे ये 4 पीरियड्स के बीच में ये 2 पीरियड्स मेरे फ्री है, आई कैन गिव यू अराउंड हाफ एन आवर, प्लीज कम एंड मीट मी एट दैट टाइम। और मे बी आफ्टर द डिस्पर्जल, जब बच्चे चले जाते हैं, आप 15-20 मिनट भी निकाल लें उनके लिए, या फिर सैटरडेज को व्हेन द चिल्ड्रन डोंट कम एंड द टीचर्स हैव टू कम, कोई एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम अपना फिक्स कर लीजिए व्हेन द टीचर्स कैन एक्चुअली मीट द पेरेंट्स एंड आंसर देयर क्वेरीज। अगर प्रिंसिपल से अपॉइंटमेंट लेना है, डायरेक्टर से मिलना है, देयर वेरियस इश्यूज दैट द पेरेंट्स वांट टू एड्रेस टू, बट दे डोंट फील दैट कनेक्टेड, दे डोंट फील दैट वेलकम कि मैं जाऊंगा तो मुझे कोई मिलने वाला है नहीं, वेट कराएंगे। ये नहीं होना चाहिए। पेरेंट्स को वेलकमिंग एनवायरनमेंट मिलना चाहिए, या आई कैन अप्रोच देम, दे आर देयर फॉर मी। दैट सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस हैज टू बी देयर, right? Can we go to the next? Right. Now, this is strategies which we will in detail. I mean, we just did that now. Welcoming environment, inclusive. It's this is just a crux of the entire um, conversation we just had. In brief, you will get to see this now. Before we go to this topic, do we have any questions related to the previous one, Shanavi?
We actually have three to
Okay,
four questions.
sure.
Uh, I think although we've been announcing that there'll be a Q&A session at the end, I think because we
Okay,
have questions lined up, let's take those questions. I'll read them
sure.
out to you one by one.
Hanji.
At the very beginning, Neetu Seni is asking, what are some effective low-cost strategies schools can implement to actively engage parents, especially those with limited time or literacy levels, to consistently support their child's learning at home?
Okay. So first of all, if we are looking at the MNC section where the parents don't have time, for them, Saturdays are the best days because they don't have time during the week. They can be approached during Saturdays. And in that case, they are not being asked to invest anything, but they are being asked to be a part of the events. Like I said, the previous slides में बताया था, छोटे छोटे events जिसमें हम उनको participate कराते हैं, because that is the only way where we can ask them to be a part of it, right? But like here, I will say once again, there are sections. Most of us have EWS also a part of this, all the parents fraternity. उसमें वहां पे प्रॉब्लम आता है जहां पे टीचर्स सब कुछ इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं, इंग्लिश में मैसेजेस जाते हैं, सब कुछ एवरीथिंग इज डन। सो आई पर्सनली फील सिर्फ वो जो ईडब्ल्यूएस वाले पेरेंट्स हैं उनका हमने बना रखा है व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, जिसमें टीचर्स वॉइस मैसेजेस भेज देते हैं, बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट रीड, दे कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, हिंदी भी नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं, बट ऑफ कोर्स उनकी गलती नहीं है, बट दे नीड टू नो। एंड बच्चे उनके बहुत ब्यूटीफुल होते हैं, ट्रस्ट मी। आई मीन 20 years in this line, I have seen some of the most wonderful achievers coming from that category. So we cannot categorize the children in this at all. It's just the parents, not the child. So in that case, आप वॉइस मैसेजेस भेजेंगे तो वो पेरेंट इन्वॉल्व फील करता है। अगर पीटीएम है, उसको पता ही नहीं चलेगा, वो स्कूल आ नहीं पाएगा। सो वन ग्रुप इज देयर, द टीचर जस्ट सेंड्स अ वॉइस मैसेज दैट प्लीज कल पीटीएम है, इतने से इतने बजे आपको आना है, दैट्स ऑल। और कल हमने मदर्स डे ऑर्गेनाइज किया है और इस तारीख को मदर्स डे है, आप प्लीज डैश डैश के मम्मी को बोलिए आके मुझसे मिलेंगे, यू नो। There has to be that clear communication between the parent of different categories. We should know how to cater to different types of parents. I hope that
Um,
answers the question to a great extent. I hope.
Yes, I think it was very adequately answered. I'll just read out, excuse me, read out the question that Michelle Rao had typed in, but this was early on in the beginning of the webinar, and I think we've answered her question. She's
Okay.
asked, please suggest ways we can enhance parent engagement with the school without crossing of boundaries. But I think we've addressed that very
Most of
adequately.
them I have tried to keep it in such a way that which are actually doable. जो
Yeah,
भी चीजें हो पा रही हैं, keeping the teachers comfort in mind, keeping the schools comfort in mind, and keeping the parents comfort in mind. ये
yeah,
सारे जो points हैं वो सारे वही बनाए गए हैं, that the
yes.
parents should also feel comfortable at that point.
Yes. Sunana Girdhar is asking, sometimes parents get very aggressive when we tell them that, maybe your board is, for example, not feeling well or not performing well. So how should schools and teachers handle, you know, potential situations of conflict?
See, performing well is a different question altogether. सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम वहां आता है where the child is a little challenged. स्पेशल बच्चों के साथ बहुत प्रॉब्लम आता है पेरेंट्स के साथ, because the parents are in denial, complete denial. Repetitively हम पेरेंट्स को बताते हैं कि see this is happening with the child, please understand, we need your help. And the parents like नहीं नहीं ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता, which is but obvious. No parent wants to admit कि मेरा बच्चा लो परफॉर्मर है या मेरा बच्चा स्पेशल है. For that you need to have a very heart to heart conversation. बहुत friendly होने की जरूरत है यहाँ पे. And you need to have a well experienced teacher in this situation. Parents ऐसे चाहिए उस टाइम पे हमको टीचर जो बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है and who knows how to tactfully handle. Don't give these situations to a newbie. जो न्यू टीचर है वो सिचुएशन कंप्लीट चेंज भी कर सकती है. So you need to have a very well experienced, जिसको आता है कि पेरेंट को मुझे मोल्ड कैसे करना है. यू हैव टू, एक तो प्रोफेशनली हो गया, यस आई वुड लाइक टू स्पीक टू यू अबाउट दिस. ऐसे कोई पेरेंट नहीं समझ पाएगा. आपको समझना है, यू हैव टू गो डाउन टू दैट लेवल विद द पेरेंट. सी, आई अंडरस्टैंड आपका बहुत बिजी स्केड्यूल होगा, लेकिन ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था. स्टार्ट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन ऑन अ वेरी फ्रेंडली नोट इन कॉन्फिडेंशियल एनवायरमेंट जहाँ पे पेरेंट भी कंफर्टेबल फील करे. हैव द
Right,
एविडेंसेस रेडी. See,
right.
over the past 1 month, we've been doing this with your child, and the progress is not appreciable. The child is not progressing. Have your evidences ready. Then the parent does not have a right to get angry at you. If they do get angry, the teacher must say, let's just calm down. We are not here to blame game, play a blame game here. हम आपको blame नहीं कर रहे हैं. It is not your fault, but it is not our fault also. We are trying. अब देखो हम ये कर रहे हैं. And that is why I'm saying you must have your evidences ready. And so, in that case, the teacher has to be proactive. एक टाइप की शीट करी नहीं कर पाया बच्चा, एक लेवल डाउन की शीट उससे ट्राई करा के देखो. Because as all of us are aware, there are different kinds of learners. Auditory learners, है, visual learners, है, kinesthetic learners, है, special learners. है. We don't know. Until the age of 7, the diagnosis is also not done. And इनके symptoms, जो स्पेशल बच्चों के symptoms होते हैं, वो एलकेजी यूकेजी से दिखने शुरू हो जाते हैं. राइट. सो ये एक बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है जिसपे कॉन्वर्सेशन विल गो एंडलेस चैलेंजिंग. बट आई होप टू ग्रेट एक्सटेंट आई हैव आंसर दिस, कि आपको बहुत टैक्टफुली हैंडल करने वाला सिचुएशन है. एंड द मोस्ट ऑफ इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ दिस इज हैव योर एविडेंसेस रेडी एंड हैव अ वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट टीचर हैंडलिंग दिस सिचुएशन. It is important, yes, and they are right. Parents
Right.
do get upset. Parents do get upset. नहीं नहीं मैडम घर पे तो कर लेता है, ये सबसे पहले सुनने को मिलता है. फिर हम बोलते हैं घर पे 30 बच्चे नहीं होते ना, और घर पे उसको टाइम लिमिट भी नहीं होता. इन
Hmm.
स्कूल द चाइल्ड हैज टू गो बाय द वॉच. उसको टाइम के
Hmm.
हिसाब से चलना है. पीरियड ओवर हो
Hmm.
गया, अब आई हैव टू टेक द नोटबुक्स एंड मूव. आई कैन नॉट
Hmm.
सिट विद द चाइल्ड फॉर द another 1 hour जबकि घर पे उसको वो मिलता है. सो दीज
Hmm.
काइंड ऑफ situations have to be explained.
Sure,
Definitely parents get offended.
sure. We just have I think 5 minutes left to the webinar. So
Oh,
this is not so much a question, it is more of, I think, a best practice sharing. Neetu Sani is saying, at Smart Kids, we have a skill club where parents take on the role of guest speakers, sharing their professional experiences with the children. For example, one parent from the banking sector discussed the importance of starting to save at a very early age. So this is a best practice that Neetu is sharing with us. And Bindu ma'am is asking us to please continue with the presentation. So
Michelle Rao is saying we need part two of this webinar. It's
yeah,
wonderful.
thank
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. Means a lot.
Thank you. Those are very encouraging words. And on a
Feel
more
free.
serious note, we will, as soon as this webinar ends, we will share a link for you to share feedback with us on the webinar. Of course, we try our best, but if there are ways in which we can improve our webinars for you, if there are topics you would like us to take on,
Yeah,
then
that
we
is
really
something
want
else.
to,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
then we really want to hear from you. But Natasha, over to you again.
Thank you. Michelle, I can just say if you were in my class, I would give you a little star on your hand. All right. Garima, can we go on to this, please? So the teacher's role again, सबसे बड़ा important part होता है teacher का. So communicate, communicate, and communicate. Please don't assume, teachers. Please don't assume. Tell the teachers. प्लीज डोंट अज्यूम कि बच्चे को पेरेंट को तो पता ही होगा क्योंकि नहीं पता होता कई बार पेरेंट्स को नहीं पता होता जब तक आप नहीं बताएंगे आउच हाँ, जब तक आप नहीं बताएंगे कि आपके बच्चे के बिहेवियर में डिफरेंस आ रहा है पेरेंट को नहीं पता चलेगा क्योंकि बच्चे की टोटल पर्सनालिटी डिफरेंट है घर पे स्कूल में बिल्कुल अलग है अ वेरी फ्रेश एग्जाम्पल टुडे मेरे स्कूल में एक बच्चा है शी डिड नॉट वांट टू गो टू द क्लास शी केप्ट ऑन सेइंग स्टमक पेन वी सेंट her टू द मेडिकल रूम वाली मैम ने उसको वापस भेजा शी इज फाइन कुछ खिला दिया फिर वापस माय पेन इट हर्ट्स हमने दोबारा भेजा पेरेंट को फोन किया पेरेंट इज सेइंग मैम कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है उसको आप स्कूल में रखो अगर हम पेरेंट को नहीं बताते तो पेरेंट को ये लगता हमें बताया ही नहीं राइट दैट वेरी मोमेंट द फर्स्ट थिंग वाज टेल द पेरेंट हमारा एक तरह से ये जॉब कंप्लीट हो गया वी इन्फॉर्म द पेरेंट अब पेरेंट बोल रहा है स्कूल में रखो तो हम स्कूल में रख रहे हैं अदरवाइज वी आर विलिंग टू सेंड द चाइल्ड बैक आज के पेरेंट बहुत सेंसिटिव हैं मेरे बच्चे को चोट लग गई आपने बताया क्यों नहीं मेरे बच्चे ने खाना नहीं खाया आपने बताया क्यों नहीं सो अ स्मॉल लाइन इन द डायरी द चाइल्ड डिड नॉट फिनिश द लंच बिकॉज द चाइल्ड वाज फीलिंग pukish or whatever the reason एक लाइन लिख के just communicate your job is done that's all but communicate your child is not feeling well from last 3 days or why is child absent so regularly अगर आप कंसर्न शो करेंगे पेरेंट को भी अच्छा लगेगा कि देखो टीचर को कितना फर्क पड़ रहा है शी इज नोटिसिंग सो मच माई चाइल्ड इज नॉट जस्ट अनदर चाइल्ड इन द क्लास द चाइल्ड इज स्टैंडिंग आउट 30 बच्चों में से मेरा बच्चा नहीं जा रहा है तो टीचर को फर्क पड़ रहा है इट डज मैटर ट्रस्ट मी इट रियली डज बच्चा 4 दिन से एब्सेंट है क्यों एब्सेंट है टीचर को पता होना चाहिए शी शुड कॉल आई एम वेरी कंसर्न व्हाई इज टीना नॉट कमिंग टू स्कूल आई होप ऑल इज वेल ये एक बॉन्ड क्रिएट करता है पेरेंट का और वो पेरेंट उस टीचर की इंसल्ट कभी नहीं करेगा फिर तो एक बच्चे के थ्रू टीचर बहुत कुछ कर सकती है नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज बी अप्रोचेबल एंड एम्पथेटिक आई जस्ट सेड एम्पथेटिक होना बहुत जरूरी है बच्चा अगर परेशान हो रहा है जस्ट गिव हिम अ हग छोटे बच्चों की बात कर रही हूँ बड़ों में नहीं बट छोटों में दे जस्ट लव हैविंग अ हग फ्रॉम द टीचर उनको हग करके बोल दो व्हाट हैपेंड बेबी यू नॉट फीलिंग वेल कैन यू गिव मी अ हग प्लीज उसमें बच्चा फील अच्छा करता है पेरेंट को बता देना जरूरी है लाइक आई जस्ट सेड योर चाइल्ड वाज नॉट फीलिंग वेल एंड अगले दिन एब्सेंट होता है बच्चा तो यू विल नो व्हाई द चाइल्ड वाज एब्सेंट राइट लेट द पेरेंट्स बी open to approaching you share student progress regularly not only when there's a problem बच्चा पढ़ नहीं रहा है तभी नहीं बताना है टेल द पेरेंट अगर आपको लग रहा है बच्चे में थोड़ा सा भी इम्प्रूवमेंट आया है कि यार ये बी से बी प्लस हो गया है तभी बताओ you see your child is improving it's a very encouraging thing for the parent and tell them अगर आप कुछ घर पे कर रहे हो please continue doing it because it's showing in your child's performance and वो एक booster है parent के लिए कि okay मैंने ये किया तो दैट मीन माई चाइल्ड इज परफॉर्मिंग बेटर सो आई कैन कंटिन्यू विद दैट जैसे एज टीचर्स हमें भी अच्छा लगता है ना कोई मेरी कोऑर्डिनेटर आके मुझे बोल दे कि यार नाउ नाइस योर क्लास इज सो वेल मैनर्ड वॉट एवर आई विल डू लाइक रियली वाओ नाइस इट्स अ पैट ऑन द बैक जैसे टीचर्स को चाहिए वैसे पेरेंट्स को भी चाहिए राइट नेक्स्ट इज offer constructive feedback I've already spoken about that next is डाइवर्स बैकग्राउंड एंड कल्चर्स, यस। ये एक थोड़ा सा इंपॉर्टेंट है, थोड़ा सा सेंसिटिव टॉपिक है, बिकॉज प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, आई एम टॉकिंग एट अ लार्ज स्केल, किसी को एक को नहीं बोल रही हूँ, बट हिंदूज एंड मुस्लिम्स एंड क्रिश्चियंस हमारी नजर में कुछ नहीं है, हमारे लिए बच्चा है। There's a bacha in the class, and that bacha is a bacha, not a Muslim, not a Christian, not a Sardar, not a Hindu. ये चीज पेरेंट्स तक बहुत क्लियरली पहुंचनी चाहिए। कुछ पेरेंट्स इस चीज को लेके अफेंडेड फील करते हैं कि ईद हो रही है तो ईद को सेलिब्रेट नहीं कर रहे हैं, दिवाली को इतने ग्रैंड लेवल पे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू शुड सेलिब्रेट ईच एंड एवरी फेस्टिवल इन द बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे। इससे हमारे बच्चों को भी कल्चरल एक्सपोजर मिलता है। बहुत सारे बच्चे जिनको पता ही नहीं ईद मनाते क्यों है, क्योंकि एक्चुअली ईद सेलिब्रेट नहीं होती। क्रिसमस पे सिर्फ हो करता हुआ सैंटा आ जाता है, दैट्स ऑल। बट द चिल्ड्रन डोंट नो that Jesus was born on that day. What is the importance of Bethlehem? Who was Mother Mary? उनको राम, सीता जी, लक्ष्मण जी, उन सब के बारे में पता है, एंड उन्हें पता होना भी चाहिए, नो डाउट। बट दूसरी कल्चर्स के बारे में भी हमारे बच्चों को उतना ही पता होना चाहिए। नेक्स्ट इज, ओके, overcoming barriers. Yes, there are definitely some barriers. Let us see how we can overcome those in order to have smooth communication. Despite its importance, parental engagement can face obstacles such as time constraints. Like somebody just asked, जो busy parents हैं वो नहीं आ पाते हैं, language barriers, ये हमेशा ही होता है। We have parents who are, when we are living in the north, there are some South Indian parents, उनको हमारे साथ हुआ है, ट्रस्ट मी। प्री प्राइमरी में छोटे बच्चे थे, साउथ इंडियन थे, उनको हिंदी इंग्लिश कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रही थी, वी वर स्ट्रगलिंग लाइक हेल्प। एंड देन वी टॉक टू द पेरेंट कि हम कैसे समझाएं आपके बच्चे को, नॉर्मल इंस्ट्रक्शन भी नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, तो उनको भी डेफिनेटली थोड़ी मुश्किल हो रही थी। तो दे सेड दैट मैम आप हमें बताओ व्हाट ऑल कॉन्वर्सेशंस आर द जनरल वंस, मे आई गो टू वॉशरूम, प्लीज ओपन दिस, प्लीज हेल्प मी, छोटे छोटे सेंटेंसेस हमने बोला, आप प्लीज इस पे वर्क करो। सो दैट गोज हैंड इन हैंड। आप पेरेंट के साथ कांस्टेंट कम्युनिकेशन रखेंगे तो आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो पाएगी, राइट? Offering flexible schedules, providing language support and creating non, yes, ये ना थोड़ा सा हमें थोड़ा सा ओपन रहने की जरूरत है। लाइक आई सेड अर्लियर, friendly and over friendly में there's a difference, but if a teacher is friendly with the parents, trust me, the parents will feel comfortable, but over friendly नहीं होना है, अरे आप क्या कर रहे हो, ये वाला नहीं होना चाहिए। बट आई एम सॉरी, आई डोंट हैव टाइम, ये वाला भी नहीं होना चाहिए। The in between part, the teacher should be the middle part, not over professional, not over friendly. She has to be the balancing, she's the one who's playing the balancing act here. So उनको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है नॉन इंटिमिडेटिंग वाला बिहेवियर रखना। Building trust and understanding, like I already told you, is of course important. Next is, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key of the child's success is the positive involvement of the parent. This picture was so beautiful. ये मुझे ऐड करनी ही पड़ी बिकॉज एक बच्चे के हाथ अकेला नहीं है, उसकी मम्मा एंड पापा एंड स्कूल सबके हाथ पकड़ रहे हैं उस हैंड को, तभी वो बच्चे का हाथ आगे बढ़ पाएगा। उसको सपोर्ट देने के लिए there are many hands behind his hand. So this is important for us to remember. Next is,
I
that brings me to the quiet part. That's
no,
the
we
signal for
just
me to be quiet.
thanks, Natasha. Before I sort of segue into a very short introduction about Lead Group, before we end this webinar, one last
Sure.
question has come in from Ekta Sinha.
Okay.
How do we make a comfort zone with parents in PTM?
See, it depends from place to place and school to school. Like I said in the beginning, हमेशा पूरा bunch इकट्ठा मत बुलाओ। It is dangerous for the teacher also because all of them can pile up. कभी कभी कुछ issues को लेके parents इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं and वो teacher के लिए comfortable नहीं है। So always have roll number wise division. First 5 parents within 10 to 10:30, for example. Next 5 parents from 10 to 11. Like that. So पांच parents a teacher can handle. And keep the door shut. Don't have the door open and every random person to hear the conversation that you're having. Let those 5 parents sit in the, आपका टेबल आगे है, आपके सामने पेरेंट्स का टेबल है, And literally behind is the setup where the parents are sitting and waiting. So even if you're having a private conversation with the parents, पीछे वाले parents को नहीं सुनाई देना चाहिए, because like I said, we have to respect the privacy of the child and the parent. And at the same time, I would like to mention, अगर बच्चे से related कुछ important कर रहे हैं, please don't have the child standing there. Just ask, maybe can you please go and call blah 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 from that room? Let the child be removed from the scene. If parent is saying, मैम ये तो बिल्कुल कहना ही नहीं मानता, पढ़ता नहीं है, then just ask the parent, 2 मिनट आप बच्चे को वहां कर दीजिए, then have the conversation. Because अगर आपने भी कुछ बोलना है which is negative about the child, बच्चे को ये नहीं लगना चाहिए मैम भी मेरी दुश्मन है. Because they love you, they respect you, they look upon you. They don't want to know you as a person जो उनकी backbiting कर रहा है parent के साथ. So keep that in mind also.
Thank
Was
you.
that
That
helpful? Okay.
yes, it was very helpful. Um, Mr. Malik is asking, sorry, Amatul Malik is asking, how will you send e-certificate? We'll have it emailed across to you, to the email IDs that you used to register and attend the webinar. Um, Natasha, just one, I mean, it's not really a long question, but I think it's a request from Kamlesh Kanwar of St. SN Public School.
Mhm.
He's saying the ideas and strategies shared were excellent and inspiring. However, I observed that most suggestions seemed tailored to higher budget schools. In rural or low budget schools or institutions like ours, we face a very distinct set of challenges, not just in terms of limited resources, but also due to low skilled manpower, including teachers, staff, drivers, and support personnel. So he's just pointing out that their realities are, very, I think, different.
See,
Um,
the kind of, Hanji,
yeah,
sorry.
maybe please
Okay.
out.
See, I'll just say the points which I've mentioned here, they don't have to be lavishly presented. Having a one-on-one conversation with a parent is not at all a high-grade school's part. Having a Mother's Day in the school, actually rural area में ज़्यादा अच्छा हो सकता है. Just having in your classroom or in the courtyard of the school, just वो ममाज हैं सोचो जो अंदर रहती है घूंघट में रहती हैं. They can actually be the ones who can motivate the non-participant teachers, parents. इसको देखने का नजरिया है. This is just a way of seeing it, sir. I Is that a sir or ma'am? I'm sorry if I make a mistake in that. But you need to see those points from a different perspective. Having a grandparents' day, having a Mother's Day, having a hygiene and cleanliness workshop, I don't think any of them require high-end budgets at all, sir. Having an annual day, having regular PTMs, WhatsApp groups, आजकल तो रिक्शे वालों के पास भी फोन है, तो हर पेरेंट के पास फोन है. Having a WhatsApp group for the EWS parents, जो छोटा section मैंने बोला, मुझे genuinely I don't think any of these things are any of the points where only a high-end school. Having a sports day, how is it a difficult thing? If a parent is having a PTM inside and the sports teacher, छोटे से park में भी, हर park देखो, if there's a school, there has to be a ground. Because it is set that every school must have a ground for physical activities. उस ग्राउंड में अगर हम छोटे से ग्राउंड में भी पेरेंट्स का स्पोर्ट्स डे कराते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है रनिंग वाला है, स्कूल में नींबू रख के भागने वाला भी कर सकते हैं, राइट, हैंड्स टाई करके भागने वाला भी कर सकते हैं. छोटी छोटी इवेंट्स है सर. इट्स जस्ट द वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट इट. ट्रस्ट मी, none of them are high end. None of them. मेरे हिसाब से तो नहीं है
I
as of now.
remember my lemon and spoon races. Those were the most fun. Thank you so much, Natasha.
My
Before we
pleasure.
went end this webinar, I think on behalf of all of us at Lead Group and all our nearly 72 participants who have been with us through the duration of this webinar, we learned a lot from you today. And
Thank
I
you
think
so
a
much.
lot of nuances on how to handle slightly difficult situations. What are some of our best practices? Garima, if you can just move on to the next slide. A quick introduction to who we are and what we do at LEAD. LEAD essentially provides a learning system to schools. This system comprises a combination of curriculum and pedagogy and technology. The end objective always is to improve the classroom environment, and thereby to improve student learning outcomes. Next slide, please. So, just a quick snapshot. We're present in 400 plus towns and cities across India. We work with 60,000 plus teachers and school educators, just like Natasha, ma'am. That's about 36 lakh students across 8,500 schools. Of course, all of this was made possible because our co-founders Sumit Mehta and Smita Deora came together to establish Lead Group more than 13 years back in 2012. We offer different kinds of learning systems for different schools. So, in fact, the participant who was just saying that their realities are very different because their school is located in a rural area. We understand that your needs might be very different, and so we have customized solutions and offerings for your school's realities. All we need you to do is reach out to us, and we'll take care of the rest. Next slide, please. Okay, just to give you a sense, I mentioned curriculum, pedagogy, and technology, but just expanding on that a little bit, we offer world-class books from the houses of Lead and Pearson. We understand that for learning to happen effectively in a classroom, different media or different means should be used. So essentially, we offer a combination of audiovisual learning, books, activities, technology in the classroom, and of course, student-led as well as teacher-led activities. We were talking about parent engagement. One of our most popular offerings is student-led conferences,
Yes.
where we encourage students of our partner schools to become teachers for a day and to present topics that they like to present. And it's a day-long event. Parents are invited. So just sharing this with you as an example of how schools can better engage parents. This is something you can take up yourself as well. The next slide, please. This is the most important slide, actually. Any questions, any feedback, any comments, either on this webinar or if you'd like to know more about LEAD and how we can help you become, a school that is most favored by parents in your community, how we can help you transform. All you need to do is either give us a missed call on the number on the screen, or you could email us, or please visit our website and you'll find lots of details there. And we've actually stretched by a full 15 minutes. It just goes to show that I think all of us forgot how time flew by, Natasha. Thank you so much. A very lively, interactive session filled with a bunch of insights. Thanks so much from all of us.
My pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. I hope it was useful and handy. And I'm very happy to see such beautiful comments in the comment list. I was just going through that. Thank you for being
Yeah,
so kind and thank you for lending your ears, everyone. And I hope I was of some use to anyone there. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone.
thank you. There is a feedback link that we've just put up in the chat window. I request everybody to please take just 2 minutes to fill out that link. It means a lot to us. I'm sure it means a lot to Natasha as well. Thank you, Natasha, and bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.